Steve Balestrieri March 17, 2019 at 5 a.m. Eastern Time. Good morning, here's your Sunday Patriots News 0317 and AFC East Notes. We hope everyone has a great, happy and safe St. Patrick's Day. Favorite street? Patrick's Day memory? Taking the train into North Station in a blizzard and my dad taking me, my brother and two cousins to my first Bruins game against the Montreal Canadiens. Quick hitters: Adrian Clayborn, the veteran pass rusher, will only complete one season as a Patriots and was released on Friday as per his wishes. His release gives the team an extra almost $3.5 million in salary cap room. Clayborn wrote on Twitter a thank you note to the Patriots. "Thank you, Patriots, for my time with the organization. Gained so much respect for how you do things and win championships. It's done the right way through hard work. Thank you for granting my release. I'm ready for this next chapter." He garnered 2.5 sacks, 13 QB hits, and a forced fumble after signing a 2-year free agent deal last spring. He added a sack and 5 QB hits during the Patriots' Super Bowl run. Trey Flowers, a member of the Detroit Lions, and Clayborn released. The Patriots' depth chart on the edge consists of Michael Bennett, Dietrich Wise Jr., John Simon, Ufomba Kamalu, Derek Rivers, Keonta Davis, and Trent "Toolbox" Harris. Michael Bennett. Speaking of the latest addition, Bennett spoke with Patriots.com. "I used to hate the Patriots," he said. "I hated it because they would win so much. I hated it because Tom Brady's hair was long. I hated that Belichick would wear sweaters. But now that I'm here, I love it. I love Tom Brady's hair. I love being a Patriot, obviously, because it is all about winning. I think everything about the organization is being team first, and just about doing what we need to do to get to where we want to go as a group. I love that." KC's Hill under investigation for child abuse. Kansas City Chiefs WR Tyreek Hill is under scrutiny by law enforcement personnel for battery against a minor. This is the second brush with the law in 10 days. Police were called to his home for a child abuse, neglect call on March 5 but closed the case without any charges being filed. Again on March 14, police officers received a call at the same address and Hill's 3-year-old son was reportedly the victim with a broken arm. Hill has not been charged with any crime at this point. Law enforcement officials won't comment on an ongoing investigation. Hill back in 2015 pleaded guilty of domestic assault and battery by strangulation in August 2015. He received 3 years probation. He reportedly punched and choked Espinal, who was then 8 weeks pregnant with their son, on December 11, 2014. She is now pregnant with twins. Hill has been in negotiations with the Chiefs on a new deal that would make him among the highest players at his position. But for now, those negotiations are probably on hold. Both the Chiefs and the NFL said that they are aware of the incident. The club is aware of the investigation involving Tyreek Hill, the Chiefs said in a statement. "We're in the process of gathering information and have been in contact with the league and local authorities. We'll have no further comment at this time. This isn't good news for Hill, the Chiefs or the NFL. The league just suspended former Chiefs RB Kareem Hunt for 8 games in 2019 for violation of the league's personal conduct policy. After he was captured on video kicking and shoving a woman in the hallway of a Cleveland hotel." Bolden and McCourty return. After a year in Miami, Patriots special teams ace and backup running back Brandon Bolden is returning to Foxborough on a 2-year deal. The popular locker room presence spent the first 6 years of his career in Foxborough. Tom Brady responded to Bolden's Instagram post about his return with an F***K, yeah? Jason McCourty is also returning on a 2-year deal. The 31-year-old came on board with the team last year and played very well, giving the cornerback position another veteran presence along with Stephon Gilmore. Dorsett and Simon back. The Patriots also brought back 2 more of their own free agents by re-signing WR Philip Dorsett and John Simon. Dorsett seemed primed for a big role in the offense after a solid training camp, but he never really had a big impact, catching 32 passes for 290 yards and 3 TDs. Once the team brought in Josh Gordon, Dorsett lost most of his reps. He has a one-year, prove-it type deal in 2019. The one strange thing in this, however, was whenever his number was called, he generally came through, with a 76% catch rate. Will the third season be a charm? Simon was signed in late September after being released by the Colts. He was a valuable role player both defensively and on STs, where his role increased down the stretch last season and into the playoffs. He was one of the players who found a nice role when the team used their amoeba defense. The deal was for 2 years and $7.2 million. Melifonwu surprised by Grafton High School honor. Patriots reserve safety Obi Melifonwu was asked by his old high school in Grafton, Mass. to come in and speak with the students. I was covering it for the Worcester Telegram and Gazette and the Grafton News. He did and spoke about the importance of schoolwork and how it helped a freshman struggling to fit in find his way into a college where he not only starred in football but graduated with 2 degrees in 2017. But school surprised Melifonwu by presenting him with his high school jersey, which will be permanently displayed at the school. He was a star both offensively and defensively in CMAS football before moving on to UConn and then the NFL. He admitted he was shocked by the gesture and very appreciative. Afterward, he spoke about preparing for this upcoming season. He's working with a trainer in Foxborough, outside the facility, to prepare himself. He also spoke about learning how to better prepare his body, something he learned the hard way, after being injured for the first time, and the resultant therapy. Sometimes you train a certain way through high school and into college that you believe is preparing your body correctly, he said. But you learn that certain body parts have been neglected, which can lead to overcompensating in certain areas, which ultimately lead to injuries. Asked about his Super Bowl experiences, he said, although he didn't play, his focus was on helping his teammates. I knew early in the week that I wasn't going to play, so your focus is completely different, he said. Then, your entire mindset is to help the offense by trying to emulate the Rams' defense the best that you can in practice. Obi Melifonwu poses with his high school jersey at Grafton High School. Balestrieri photo. While CMAS Division III football isn't exactly a hotbed for NFL players, the Indians have had a few make their mark. Beside Melifonwu, another former Grafton alum, Steve Spagnuolo is now the defensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs. The draft and spring workouts will be an interesting one for Melifonwu. When the Patriots signed him, it was for 2 years, with 2019 in mind. How they feel about the ridiculously athletic safety will be put to the test in April. They normally target a safety early in the draft. If they do or don't take a strong safety early, will probably tell you how they feel about his long-term viability in their system. Patriots add 5 free agents but no sexy names. Surprised? Shouldn't be. We knew this was coming, right? While teams were overpaying for the premium name free agents in a feeding frenzy before the actual free agency period even began, the Patriots stood pat. They did bid on a couple of free agent wide receivers, especially Adam Humphries and to a lesser extent Cole Beasley. But you're really expecting OBJ or Golden Tate, you are bound to be disappointed, just like nearly every other spring. The team did add 5 free agents, but they weren't any of the sexy names fans were clamoring for. The Patriots signed wide receivers Bruce Ellington and Maurice Harris, tight end Matt Lacosi, special teams safety Terrence Brooks and defensive tackle Mike Pennell. Fans shouldn't be worried at this point in just mid-March about the state of the wide receiver position. Team building is just in the infantile stages here. Trades are still available, and with 12 draft picks, there will be some deals to be made. With 12 picks in the upcoming draft, they have the capital to move around or make a deal of all the players. The biggest impact player may just be Mike Pennell. If you listen to our Patriots 4th He's a big, 6'4", 330-pound space eater who will be the nose tackle in 2019. With Malcolm Brown a Saint and Danny Shelton a free agent, the team needed a big body to anchor the middle of the field, something they needed a year ago. As Bill Belichick said a year ago before the Patriots played the Jets, guys who are 330 pounds don't grow on trees. He's big, very strong and will be a very good addition against the run. He'll be a starter on day one. Bruce Ellington is a small, 5'9" WR who has had trouble staying healthy and on the field. He has excellent speed and had 31 catches in just 7 games a year ago. He has KR and PR ability, and this may be why the team brought him in to replace Cordero Patterson this season. In 2017, he had a good game against the Patriots in Foxborough, catching 4 passes for 59 yards including a 29-yard touchdown from Deshaun Watson. Bill Belichick loves bringing in players who have done well against his team in the past. Maurice Harris is a former Redskins WR who has never really put things together. He has very good size at 6'3", 200 pounds with some return ability as well. At DFA in 2016, he seemed destined to break out last year after a big training camp. But he never did and gets a fresh start with New England. He had 28 catches for 304 yards a year ago, however, over half of those receptions, 15, came in 2 back-to-back games. Matt LaCosse from the Broncos has boom or bust written all over him. He signed a 2-year deal worth $4.8 million and has the frame, 6'6", 255, to be a very good blocker in the running game. He caught 24 passes for 250 yards and a TD last year after working his way from the. He too will be getting a fresh start in New England. He'll get the chance to be the. He was one of the standout players on one of the better ST's units in the league last year. The Patriots struggled in the kicking game, especially kickoff and punt coverage early last season. Once they brought in Albert McClellan and Ramon Humber, both free agents, things solidified. Bringing back Bolden and signing Brooks should be a boost overall for the Saint units in 2019. Patriots ST's kickers remain unsigned. The Patriots are getting a lot of airtime with the usual hot take hosts about their lack of depth at wide receiver. But right now, they have no players in the kicking game with the exception of long snapper Joe Cardona. Both kicker Stephen Gostkowski and punter Ryan Allen remain unsigned. Gostkowski has been with the team for longer than Adam Vinatieri was and is one of the top kickers in the league. Allen, while in the middle of the road in terms of gross punting average, is outstanding at directional punting and could have been a legitimate Super Bowl MVP candidate by pinning the Rams back deep in their zone all game long. Bottom line here is there isn't a better kicker on the market than Gostkowski. We still expect both to return at some point, but it remains an area to monitor. Patriots still tentatively planning on having Gronk back in 2019. Patriots tight end Rob Gronkowski still hasn't announced his decision on whether to return to the team in 2019 or retire. He's openly talked retirement in the past, but the opportunity to have one last shot at the team's 7th Super Bowl championship may be a big draw for him. Of course, Gronkowski can also point to the cash he's due. He'll count for $11,859,375 against the salary cap in 2019. If he retires, the team will have an additional $9,859,375 to spend this year. Ian Rapoport of the NFL Network reported, "My understanding is when you talk to people close to him, they think there is a better chance that he comes back again than he doesn't. And I do believe that the Patriots are at least tentatively planning as if they will have Gronk for the 2019 season." With the release of Dwayne Allen, the Patriots depth chart at tight end consists of the newly signed Matt LaCosse, Jacob Hollister, Steven Anderson, and Ryan Izzo. Eastbound and down AFC East Notes, Bills bring in weapons for Josh Allen. The Buffalo Bills signed some very needed receivers for their offense in free agency, inking WR's John Brown and Cole Beasley, tight end Tyler Kroft, as well as offensive line help in Mitch Morse and Ty Nsika. This should aid in helping QB Josh Allen in helping transform what was a moribund offense in 2018. The team also inked the ageless Frank Gore at running back on a one-year deal, giving Buffalo the oldest RB group, with Gore, who will be 36, along with Chris Ivory, 30, and LeSean McCoy, 30. It should be noted, however, that Gore averaged 4.7 yards per carry last year with the Dolphins. Brown gives the Bills the deep speed they lack, and he had his best season last year in Baltimore, catching 65 passes for 1,003 yards. Beasley is a Julian Edelman clone, who the Bills hope will transform their short passing game, where Allen was 32nd in the league a year ago. Kroft had a breakout season with 42 catches in 2017 but broke his foot and played in only 5 games a year ago. This will be an interesting year to see how much Allen can progress. The Bills spent a lot of cash to upgrade their weapons for him and added 2 WRs and a badly needed tape. With the draft upcoming, the Bills will probably still address WR and RB to get a bit younger there. Dolphins trade QB Tannehill to the Titans. The Miami Dolphins have traded their 7-year starter at QB, Ryan Tannehill, to the Tennessee Titans on Friday. The Dolphins packaged a 6th-round draft pick in 2019 along with Tannehill for the Titans' 7th-round pick in 2019 and a 4th-round pick in the 2020 NFL Draft. Tannehill had his moments but could never put it all together for Miami, who paid him a few years ago as their franchise QB. He completed 64.2% of his passes for 1,979 yards with 17 touchdowns and 9 interceptions in 11 games last year. Now he'll serve as the backup to Marcus Mariota. Tannehill is playing on a 1-year deal with $7 million guaranteed, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter. 1-year deal goes to $12 million with playtime and other incentives. The Dolphins are on the hook for $5 million of the $7 million guaranteed in the form of a signing bonus. Miami, which tried to bring in QB Teddy Bridgewater, now has only Jake Rudock and Luke Falk at QB. They'll either try to swing a trade for an established QB, or draft a young one in the NFL Draft, perhaps both. Jets go all in on free agency. The New York Jets were expected to make a splash in free agency with a ton of cap space to spend it on, and they didn't disappoint. They laid out big money for RB Le'Veon Bell, ILBCJ Mosley, slot receiver Jamison Crowder, and then added slot corner Brian Poole, who came over after spending 3 years with the Falcons. Bell is the most notable free agent, having sat out 2018 in a contract dispute with the Steelers, and the money he signed for is actually less than the Steelers' offer of 5 years and $70 million. Bell signed for 4 years and $52 million with $25 million guaranteed. He has a ton of wear on his tires, but after taking a year off, he may go into the season refreshed. But the Jets' offensive line scarcely resembles the Steelers' unit that helped Bell launch in his career. The Jets did make a move in that direction by trading for LG Kelechi Osemele from Oakland. Mosley is one of the best interior linebackers in the league, a true leader for the defense and a smart, physical player who will be on the field for all 3 downs. He's an instant upgrade for them at the position, but the Jets ponied up a ton of money, guaranteeing a whopping $51 million. They also had Anthony Barr agree to a deal, but he ended up getting cold feet and ultimately left the Jets at the altar. Crowder gives the Jets a big play option in the slot with the speed to make a ton of yak. This should allow them to move Quincy Enunwa to the outside. But the question with Crowder is, can he stay healthy? He missed 7 games a year ago. The Jets made a big splash, but will these moves pay off? We'll see, but it never stops Manish Mehta from making one of his patented silly predictions. Manish's latest "Look at Me" moment, he made his prediction for the top QBs for the AFC East in 2019. Current starting QBs in the AFC East, from projected best to worst in 2019 to 1, Sam Darnold 2, Tom Brady 3, Josh Allen 4, Luke Falk. But before you get too hard on Manish, he got exactly what he was looking for, as Boston Sports Radio couldn't wait to get him on to defend his position. So, how was your week? Follow me on Twitter at SteveUp7SFG or email me at emailprotected. Listen to our Patriots 4th and 2 podcasts on Blog Talk Radio as Russ Goldman, Derek Ivans and myself from PatsFans.com discuss the latest Patriots news and game analysis.